Duke the guy got 4 albums. 4. He ain't signed nobody. He signed A-Rod Music. I put him with J.R. and Hal Rell and 40 Cal. 40 Cal from my block. J.R. Hal Rell is from Luca Brasi. Now go on my Duke. Good 4 albums. Even Jim. Jim did his own deal. Jim didn't want to wait. I don't blame him. Def Jam ain't want to give him no deal. Dame ain't want to give no deal. I didn't find Koch Records. Jim found Koch Records. I'm being honest about it. I can sit here and hate on like be hating on me. I ain't gonna lie about it. That's the truth. They want to give Jim a deal. Me and Jim, they want to give me and Jewels a deal. They gave Jewels a solo deal, Diplomat Project a deal, and I have my own deal at Rockefeller for my solo project. They ain't want to give no deal. I don't know where the Jim found Koch Records at Alan Grumblack. That's all his plug. That's a fact. So Jim was never signed to me.
They really let millions slip through their fingers just to keep Jim Jones out of the deal? Listen to this. Now hold up, because what Cameron just revealed about Jay-Z and Dame Dash completely flips the whole Dipset story upside down. We've always heard the talk about shady business and people getting pushed out, but Cam is telling a totally different version. He's saying Jim Jones was never even signed to him in the first place. Nobody wanted to offer him a deal. Not Def Jam Recordings, not Rockefeller Records, nobody. And instead of boxing him in, Cam is claiming he let everybody go chase their own bag freely. No contracts, no control, no ownership tied to their music. So now the real question is, was this bad business or a power move that left millions sitting on the table and changed Dipset forever? Now I'm about to let y'all hear this for yourselves, but before you do, make sure you like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
No, nobody was signed to me. Nobody was signed to me but Jewels. And when Jewels wanted to get out his deal, I let him out. It wasn't no argument, no beefing. Him and Def Jam worked it out. He went directly to Def Jam. He got out his deal. Once he wanted out his deal, we figured out, I let him out his deal. So that's why I'm like, who are you talking about? Or if you don't want to feel comfortable saying the names, I don't care. But the only person ever signed to me was Jewels. Duke the guy got 4 albums. 4. He ain't signed nobody. He signed A-Rod Music. I put him with J.R. and Hal Rell and 40 Cal. 40 Cal from my block. J.R. Hal Rell is from Luca Brasi. Now go on my Duke. Good 4 albums. Even Jim. Jim did his own deal. Jim didn't want to wait. I don't blame him. Def Jam ain't want to give him no deal. Dame ain't want to give no deal. I didn't find Koch Records. Jim found Koch Records. I'm being honest about it. I can sit here and hate on like be hating on me. I ain't gonna lie about it. That's the truth. They want to give Jim a deal. Me and Jim, they want to give me and Jewels a deal. They gave Jewels a solo deal, Diplomat Project a deal, and I have my own deal at Rockefeller for my solo project. They ain't want to give no deal. I don't know where the Jim found Koch Records at Alan Grumblack. That's all his plug. That's a fact. So Jim was never signed to me. Hal Rell, JR, they was never signed to me. Only person Jewels, so when like bad business, who are you talking about? Because I ain't really have no business with other who talking about. Who else? What you talking about? Besides these people. I'm just asking, who else? Or are you talking about?
I was just talking about people under the Diplomat label who felt that, they were wrong. And I'm sure you've heard several people say that it's bad business. That's what I'm saying. Like, but not one in particular, but you've heard it.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
You just cleared it up. You said Jim was never signed to you. The only person that was signed to you was Jewels. Yes. J.R. Hal Rell, nobody was signed to you.
No, Duke neither.
So, okay.
Duke wouldn't have made Duke 4 albums. Duke was running a sweatshop out his crib selling Diplomat t-shirts, Diplomat CDs, him and Karen Civil. Shout out to Karen Civil too. Shout out to Duke. Shout out to both of them. I ain't asking for no money. Now, if Duke gave me some money out of his pocket, like, yo, good looking killer, cool. I got no deal with him to get none of that money that was coming out the A building. All that coming out with garbage bags of shirts and CDs and all type of shit. I ain't getting none of that. I ain't getting nothing off none of them shit. So when they like bad business, I'm trying to figure out who you talking about. Hal Rell and JR, I told them possibly, I can get you a deal. Let's just wait and see how this does. They didn't want to wait. I ain't knocking, I ain't holding them up. Nah, don't wait. Don't wait. Go do your deal. They went inside with a company called Baby Grand. I don't know how much they got, but I don't. It wasn't worth it because the sales. See, back then the sales scan mattered. When somebody's album came out, first thing everybody told what they did this first week, what they did the first week, what they did the first week, and if you didn't do good, that was bad for your second chance. And I was talking to Alan Grimlack about, probably doing some solo projects there, but they signed a Baby Grand and their soundtrack came back not looking good. And then when I go back to people to be like, yo, what's up with them? They're like, nah, we good. Because they want to get the money, and I'm not knocking them. I ain't hold them up. Baby Grand it is, good luck. But it didn't work out for business with other people I was doing business with. So that's when like, yo, Cam, Jerk, this, that. None of y'all signing me. I like everybody, yo, go do the thing. Take the flag, make us look good. Talk about that Dipset, make us look good. Only person that can say something is Juelz, and when he wanted out, I let him out. So I don't know what he talking about.
The getting the masters back, was that from under you, or they had to go to Baby Grand? Because I heard them talking about getting their masters back. Would somebody have to come to you to get their masters back?
No. Okay. I don't own none of their music, bro.
Okay.
I'm trying to get all my masters back. I got my masters back from Atlantic and from Warner Brothers, but it's a 30-year term, so in 2 years I get my back from my first 2 albums, and then waiting on them Come Home With Me and Purple Haze, because 30 years, Def Jam has the right to it and Sony has the right to it. Shout out to Joey IE and Tom Moskowitz, which was at Warner Brothers when we did the deal with Asylum. They had put in a contract that where after 6-7 years I get my masters back for Killer Season and other Crown Pays and all that stuff. I got the masters on that. But no, I don't own none of these masters. No, I don't own none of these.
Success feels different when nobody believed in you from day one. You hear me? That's really what this entire situation comes down to for Jim Jones. Not contracts, not paperwork, respect. Because when you listen to Cameron break it all down, it doesn't even come off like hate. It sounds like everybody was just moving how they felt was right in that moment. And sometimes that's just how business plays out. But let's keep it all the way real. Jim Jones was the real underdog at Dipset. He wasn't the one labels were chasing. He wasn't the one getting that early push, but somehow he still built himself into a brand. That kind of grind changes how you see everything. Hold up. Most major label deals lock up your masters for decades, which means artists can go 20 to 30 years before they fully control their biggest records. So when you really step back and look at this whole situation, maybe Jim Jones missing that early deal wasn't a loss at all. Maybe it forced him to become exactly who he is today. That independent mindset, business-first approach, and still standing strong. Now let me ask y'all this. Do you think Jim Jones would have reached the same level if Jay-Z and Dame Dash had given him that deal early? And looking at everything now, do you think the tension between Cameron and Jim Jones was always business or something deeper? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.